for the best in Sooner football recruiting news? Then it's time to get locked in with Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up.
Whether you're a recruiting doomer or sunshine pumper, text the guys on the First Liberty Bank text line at 405-651-3439. And call your shot on the Riverwind Casino jackpot line at 405-329-9000.
Do it! Just do it!
Now, with Locked In, here's Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
All right, Grayson, what can we do this hour to land the plane with a flourish? Because let me tell you, 12-2 today, that was some spectacular radio.
All right, so outside of Muleshoe, what did – because that's the only part I caught.
My goodness.
I caught Lincoln
and
Riley.
Thank goodness you caught that part.
I caught Lincoln Riley. What else did I miss?
And look, I'm a very tough grader, all things considered. There have maybe only been 4 or 5 times in the nearly 5 years that I've been working with Steely that I've walked out of the studio thinking, that was a dang good show today.
It sounded like y'all were putting on a good show.
Today, man, I'm like, I think that's the best show we've ever done. That was outstanding radio.
So, what else did y'all do?
Oh, gosh.
Or was it just crap on Lincoln Riley the whole time?
That was certainly the high point.
Okay.
It didn't get better than that. But, man, there was a lot of hilarity packed into 2 hours of radio today. Hopefully, y'all that were listening enjoyed it just as much, if not even more, than I did. BFC, Bob from Cement on the text line. Starting us off with a bang. Saw a picture of Parker and Boz in suits, and those old boys were looking dapper. I'd have even worn Parker's tie. Yeah, the Bozcast, folks. If you aren't subscribed, get it wherever you get your podcasts. It's coming back. New episodes dropping in the next few weeks here. And I guess it's news. I'm not sure how much anyone or everyone cares about this news, but the water tower on Lindsay Street is getting a makeover courtesy of Dr. Pepper. They're turning it into a Fansville water tower, which is cool because, I mean, I hate to call anything in Norman, Oklahoma an eyesore outside of the obvious. Like the blender is an eyesore. But that water tower has just kind of been sitting there the entirety of the time that I've lived here, just close to a decade at this point. My dad almost got arrested once for rappelling off of that water tower. That's a fun story. But, yeah, it just kind of hangs out there on Lindsay Street. But Dr. Pepper's giving it a makeover.
Your dad was arrested for what?
He was almost arrested for rappelling off of the water tower while in college.
Huh.
It's a story he has told and retold many a time over the years.
I'm sure.
Yeah. He often uses it. I shouldn't say often. He occasionally uses it as a sermon illustration. There are precious few stories from his college days that get used as sermon illustrations, but that is one of them.
Have you ever been the topic of a sermon illustration of your pop?
Because many times.
I would say because
that's the peril of being a pastor's kid, as you know.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. My dad's had to apologize a couple times for using certain scenarios from my life, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, go ahead. Like, if my life gives you entertainment, go for it.
The First Liberty Bank text line, ladies and gentlemen, is available to you at 405-651-3439. The show today is brought to you by Dorsey Jones GMC in El Reno, family-owned and operated. If you are in the market for a brand-new vehicle, go check out Dorsey Jones and their lineup of GMCs, which offer some of the most reliable trucks and SUVs on the road today. Dorsey Jones is staffed with experienced folks who are passionate. They care. They're eager to assist you in the purchasing process as you get behind the wheel of a brand new GMC out at Dorsey Jones in El Reno. We appreciate their partnership. And Grayson, here's another piece of news that just came across my desk. We were having this conversation, I think, last week. Maybe on the show. Maybe it was off air. But now that 5 for 5 is a thing, how do you classify guys? How do you categorize guys? Because freshman, sophomore, junior, senior doesn't really work anymore when you suddenly need an extra classification that you previously didn't have. Now, according to Pete Thamel about an hour ago. There is a new recommendation in that regard from college sports communicators. I don't know who that group includes, but the group that is college sports communicators has recommended the following. And I quote from the press release. Following conversations with communications and creative leaders across the membership, NCAA representatives, members of the compliance community, and several media partners, CSC, College Sports Communicators, recommends that communications and creative teams use the following class year designations for the 2026-27 academic year. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, fifth. One of these things is not like the others.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. I would prefer to just go first through fifth.
100%.
I think that makes the most sense.
100%.
But I guess we're hanging on to the old lingo as long as we can.
No, just go first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
We're in lockstep here.
I mean,
Hattie is over here running the YouTube stream, nodding her head in agreement.
Why is this hard?
It shouldn't be hard.
Especially because the academic classification means less and less and less. And that's generally what freshman through senior actually means. Your year in school. And yes, the kids are still going to school, some of them paying more attention than others, depending on how critical it is you think to your well-being, which is your prerogative. But if that's going to mean less and less and less, then let's just go ahead and get away from it. I mean, the athletic side is taking a full other life outside of the academic. So just go with the athletic full. Just do what the professional leagues do. Go first, second, third. We don't need rookie, but let's just go first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That way, simple math, 5 minus whatever, gives you how many years of eligibility you have remaining, and we're good. I think it's simpler for everybody involved.
Brady from Kansas said, I agree with CSC, suggested it also, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, fifth year. Maggie said they have already used the term for that. They called it super seniors. Blue Sooner said, how about senior plus? Zach from Guthrie also suggested super seniors. Again, I think the thing that makes the most sense is just number them off first through fifth.
That's what I would do.
But as we know, the reality of American society is that for some reason things can never be as easy as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
A 405 listener says, aren't pastors' kids supposed to be wild hooligans? What happened to you two guys?
What happened to me is that I haven't told you guys all my stories from college.
Oh, do we want to dig into some of those?
No.
He said no.
What the hell?
Shut that down very quickly.
Most of that stuff ain't for the radio. What are you talking about?
Oh, everything is for the radio.
Oh, no.
Everything is for the radio.
Nah, dog.
You put it in the proper terms.
I did some wild stuff in college, let me tell you. I never did drugs. I've never done that. But I did some wild stuff in college.
We'll coax some stories out of you at some point. We certainly will.
I mean, I make references to my past dating history from when I was in college. I'll get the tidbits here and there. What about you?
Why didn't I turn out to be a wild hooligan?
Yeah.
Probably because I'm the oldest of 4. So, I mean, I don't mind saying it. I think it's true. I think my parents would concur if they were asked about it to this day. They were harder on me than any of my siblings. Because
I was the oldest too.
They expected me to set a good example for the younger ones.
Uh-huh.
And so I got the firm iron fist of justice from the top level. That, and I also grew up in Nebraska. If you know anything about Nebraska, at least relative to many of the other states and regions across the country, it's a lot harder to get into trouble in the good old Midwest.
Sure.
I don't know what crime statistics or any of that will suggest about Omaha, Nebraska, but it ain't the spiciest of places to grow up.
I probably would not imagine. Bearded Bitcorner on the YouTube chat says, I bet Grayson was on double secret probation in college. Animal House reference for yeah. I've read Animal House.
You've read
or
Animal House?
seen Animal House? Excuse me. I was thinking. What's the George Orwell book?
1984?
No. What is it? Animal Farm or something like that?
Animal Farm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Animal
there you
Farm.
go.
I got mixed up. But yes, I've seen it. Yes.
I thought we were going to get some 1984 references from Grayson Singleton on this show today.
Goodness, no.
Blue Sooner said, snipe hunting, cow tipping. That sounds like Stillwater, Oklahoma activity
I've
there.
I've never done either of those. My friends wanted to go cow tipping one time when I was in high school, and my dad put an end to that real fast.
How entertaining can that actually be?
I don't know. I think I only wanted to go just because some of my friends that leaned in that country type of way found that interesting. So I was like, all right, cool. My dad was like, no.
I can't imagine it's as fun as they make tractor tipping seem in the movie Cars. That's a great scene in a great movie.
That's a wonderful
with
scene.
a terrible sequel, by the way. Cars, classic Pixar. Quintessential Pixar. Cars 2, one of the worst movies ever made.
You seen Cars 3?
I still haven't seen Cars 3.
Oh, it's even worse.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I can believe that. The sequel is never as good as the original. Another great example, Ocean's 11, legendary movie. Ocean's 12, what is going on?
What did you think about Ocean's 8?
Ocean's 8?
The one with Sandra Bullock.
I have never seen it.
You never seen that?
No.
Huh. Okay.
I have seen 11, 12, and 13.
Okay.
I have never seen 8. Fabro Mark says, it's bad when Oklahoma is considered much more wild than Nebraska. Yes, I would concur with that assessment. And Oklahoma ain't that wild either.
Nope.
In the grand scheme, Oklahoma's not that wild of a place. But it's quite a bit spicier than Nebraska. And I love Nebraska. I love going back to Nebraska.
But ain't nothing going on over there.
No, I mean, you get what you expect in Nebraska, which is maybe why I appreciate it. Tattoo Baker said, you like the female Ghostbusters too, LOL.
I didn't say I liked Ocean's 8. It's not a terrible movie. I don't love it though. It's fine. It's a fine movie.
The Spy in LA said the Cars Cafe is in Stroud, Oklahoma. Yes, it is.
I did know that.
I've been there. Rock Cafe. It's good, man. It's a good little stop along Route 66.
Papa Boganowski says, Grayson's wild stories from college are taking bong hits and reading Greek mythology. I knew I probably shouldn't have dropped that.
Yeah, you should not have dropped that yesterday.
Like, believe me, I haven't read any Greek mythology since high school.
That's probably for the best.
Probably is.
You know what? I can respect reading Greek mythology, and I'm sure that we have listeners that can appreciate your love for Greek mythology. We also got a lot of listeners who are going to give you a good ribbon for it. Tattoo Baker said, hammer down, Papa Boganowski.
That's crazy.
Gunny added, depends on what part of Oklahoma you're in. Things can get wild. Yeah, I don't know what goes on out in the Panhandle. But there are some spots in, like McCurtain County. Some of the stuff that goes down in McCurtain County. And there are good places and bad places everywhere. I've been to the good parts of McCurtain County. Broken Bow is awesome. One of Oklahoma's 2027 commits, Graydon Howell, is, of course, the pride of Broken Bow, Oklahoma. But there's also a lot of stuff that goes down in the other parts of McCurtain County that is not a great look on the state of Oklahoma nationally. I can think of a couple different occasions in recent years where McCurtain County has been in the national news for the wrong reasons. Oh, we're getting through the dog days of July, folks.
Hey, did you
one
see,
show at a time.
Did you see Notre Dame one-upped Ohio State?
Yeah, hey, by the way, Notre Dame is apparently worth as much as the entire Big 12 Conference. We
Which
learned
is
that today.
Wild.
Notre Dame's deal with SoFi is expected to pay out $18 to $20 million annually. And what is it, $20 million? That's the value of the Big 12 Conference's deal with Monster Energy?
Do you actually think the value of the Big 12 is just $20 million? Do you think Brett Yormark was slightly incompetent when it comes to negotiating?
Yeah, I think Brett Yormark made a bad deal.
And by the way, go ahead.
No, I think he got bamboozled.
I mean, and I think Brett Yormark has done a good job as the commissioner of the Big 12. That was a big misstep by him.
I think he's done a fine job. I think rebuilding the conference the way that he had to in the wake of Oklahoma and Texas's joint departure, that was some impressive work there.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit. I don't think he's the greatest spokesperson for the conference. Don't think he's the
Fair.
greatest figurehead.
Okay, fair.
And also, apparently, your entire conference is only worth $20 million. At least as far as sponsorship agreements. I mean, they're rebranding the entire conference. They're calling it the Monster Energy Big 12 Conference.
Which, granted, they already rebranded the conference before because they sold it, not really, but they entered that partnership with WWE, and that has completely changed how the conference has looked in the public eye as well.
Oh, for sure, but they haven't been calling it the WWE Big 12 Conference.
True. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
Now they're going to call it the Monster Energy Big 12 Conference. They renamed their entire conference for as much money as SoFi is paying to the University of Notre Dame per year.
How much do you think because Daria and Josh started kicking this around earlier, how much do you think if Ohio State gets 17 and Notre Dame's at 18 to 20, how much do you think Oklahoma could get?
I don't think they're going to get quite as much as Notre Dame.
Do you think they'd get more than Ohio State?
What is was Ohio State like 16, 17?
Ohio State's 17.
17? I bet you Oklahoma can get 12 to 15. I think that's a reasonable range.
I agree.
I think 12 to 15 is probably what Roger, Denny, and company are looking for.
I think you're probably not going to get more than 15, and I think you should start at 13. That's where I would go.
Okay. I think optimistically, you can hope for 15.
Mm-hmm.
If OU settled in the 12-13 range, I think that's more than acceptable.
I agree.
More than acceptable. You're not going to get as much money as Notre Dame is because Notre Dame is a very unique brand.
Mm-hmm.
And a brand that, for years and years, they had their own television partnership with NBC.
They still do.
That's still a thing?
Yeah.
Like they televise all their games on NBC still?
Yes.
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, Notre Dame's unique. I think they're naturally going to command the most of any program in college football. But Oklahoma should be on the upper rungs, and I do expect them to be on the upper rungs. 405-651-3439. That is the First Liberty Bank text line. Hit us up. Let us know what's on your mind on this Tuesday. It is Locked In here on The Ref. The home of Sooner fans. Stay right here.
Locked In is brought to you every day by Dorsey Jones GMC in El Reno. Dorsey Jones GMC is family-owned and operated with a knowledgeable, low-pressure sales staff here to help you through the buying process and half-price oil changes on Saturdays. Visit dorsey-jonesgmc.com for more information.
Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
Hi, this is Dylan Buckingham. As a parent of two boys who have faced life-threatening health challenges, our family knows when your child is sick, everything changes. Suddenly, nothing matters more than finding hope. For our family, that hope came through the care and support made possible by the Children's Health Foundation. They're advancing research, improving treatment, and standing beside families all across Oklahoma. Because every child deserves hope, healing, and a healthy future. Join us at chfkids.com.
No one plans for an injury, but when the worst happens, count on the best orthopedic team to turn your setbacks into comebacks. Ortho Central's comprehensive care has you covered, from expert orthopedic surgery and sports medicine to in-house imaging, physical therapy, and even a bone health clinic. So whether it's a fracture, a tear, or just life catching up with you, we're here to get you moving again. Ortho Central, it's in our bones to take care of yours. Learn more at orthocentralok.com.
Do you like to stand out in a crowd while wearing the best in OU apparel? The Jimmy Austin Pro Shop carries the best brands you can wear to work or even dress up events. Lines such as Lululemon, Travis Mathew, FootJoy, Greg Norman, Grayson, or Turtleson with the OU and Jimmy Austin logo are sure to catch everyone's eye. You don't have to be a golfer to shop at Jimmy Austin. They also do corporate special orders for you and your company. Call them today, 405-325-6716, or visit theougolfclub.com for more information.
Are you, your family, or company looking for a locally owned and trusted management group? Carlsbad Management Group is an owner, developer, and manager of high-quality apartment communities in Oklahoma. They are a locally owned and operated management company for apartments and self-storage units. They are committed to providing exceptional apartment homes, customer service, and increasing the value of multi-family communities under our management. If you would like a free management quote today, call Carlsbad Management at 405-701-1411 and be part of the Carlsbad family.
Football is almost back, and that means it's just about time for the Refs Gridiron Giveaway, brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Join us Monday, August 10th from noon to 7 for the Refs' 4th annual Gridiron Giveaway at the Norman Buffalo Wild Wings, just south of Highway 9, for a chance at one of 70 college football teams and one of our many instant prizes. That's Monday, August 10th from noon to 7 from the Norman Buffalo Wild Wings for the Refs' 4th annual Gridiron Giveaway, presented by Riverwind Casino.
Hi, Tyler McComas here for Bosch Auto Service, and let's be honest, getting your car serviced can be a total grind. That's exactly why I roll with Bosch Auto Service and more. Whether I need a quick oil change, a new set of tires, or answers on that check engine light, they show me exactly what's going on, and nothing gets done until I give the go-ahead. And here's the best part. I'm not paying just to find out what's wrong. No pressure, no surprises, just straight-up great service. Bosch Auto Service, give them a call at 405-543-0501 or stop by at Southwest 34th in Santa Fe. Keep life moving.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
One angle, Grayson, when it comes to the retooled classifications after 5 for 5 that I didn't think about initially was whatever we wind up doing, whether it's first year through fifth year or freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, fifth, which is what's been proposed by the college sports communicators. What that means is, especially in a world where red shirts are no longer going to exist at all, the freshman All-American team and the freshman All-American nominations, they're going to be freshmen now, which is great. No longer are you going to have guys like Cortland Guillory and Eli Bowen and Jaden Jackson, just to pick a few examples. And those were guys that obviously were freshmen All-Americans. That was well-deserved. But you're not going to have guys that play a really strong freshman season, true freshman season, and get snubbed from the freshman All-American team because some redshirt freshman had an explosive campaign after sitting out for a year and then moving into the starting lineup.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell NBA Rookie of the Year fiasco that one year.
I don't remember that. What would that have been, like 2018?
Somewhere around there, where Ben Simmons missed his entire rookie year. Remember, he was hurt, and then won Rookie of the Year, even though he already was in the league, but Donovan Mitchell was a true rookie.
Yeah, freshmen are freshmen now.
Yeah.
Which I love.
It's a good point.
The freshman All-American team is going to be a freshman All-American team.
Yeah.
Give me that.
I don't mind that at all. That's an interesting point.
By the way, W's in the chat for Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti, because I thought this was an excellent opinion that he offered at Big Ten Media Days today.
Okay.
He said that if college football moves to 24 teams for the playoffs, he doesn't expect the Big Ten championship game to continue, and said it'll be just too difficult to pull off. And right now there's a ton of value for it, but in a 24-team playoff system, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know how warm of a take this is. I don't think we should play the conference championships anymore right now.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I would be just fine with doing away with them, because does it matter? Is there anything at stake in the conference championship games anymore, realistically? Like, especially in the SEC and the Big Ten. If you are playing in the conference championship game, you are going to the college football playoff.
Yes.
That's pretty much not even a question.
Yeah, for those two conferences. But also look at the Big 12 last year with Texas Tech and BYU.
Yeah, for a conference like the Big 12.
That was an elimination game.
Yeah, and honestly, for a conference like the Big 12, I can see value in it because it's more of a showcase, right? It's one more opportunity for your top two teams to make a statement with a final resume point.
Well, when you say showcase, that kind of seems like it's closer to an exhibition. Not an exhibition, but not as consequential as what it really was. That was essentially a play-in game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the SEC right now, the difference in the SEC championship game could mean a bye. So I think in a 12-team playoff, there's still enough on the line to where I'm okay playing conference championships. I think also the timing still makes sense. In a 24-team, you don't need as many AQs. I don't think you need AQs at all in a 24-team playoff. And if you kept the conference championships, what would that extend the season to? The way the college football playoff schedules, it would extend the season past the damn Super Bowl.
Uh-huh. And I just, there's not as much at stake anymore, especially in the SEC and Big Ten with the conference championship weekend, than there was previously. And, this held true, I think, in the early days of the 4-team era of the college football playoff, not only for the SEC and the Big Ten, but for the ACC, the Big 12, and even the Pac-12. There were always playoff implications on conference championship weekend. If not for both teams in the contest, then certainly one of them. Especially in the Power 2, which is the SEC and the Big Ten these days. That just doesn't exist anymore. Both of those teams are going to the playoff. It's really just a matter of seeding. And last year was the first year. I know my experience does not equal everyone's experience, so I'm certainly not trying to insinuate that everybody felt this way, and if you didn't, that's fine. But from where I stood, last year was really the first year where I just couldn't muster up any real interest in the SEC championship game because it just felt kind of meaningless. Felt like what's actually at stake here in this game? And obviously, yes, seeding's at stake. But it just didn't carry the same oomph that it used to for me.
Let me ask you this. Would it carry that same oomph if Oklahoma was in it?
Honestly, no.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, an Oklahoma game is an Oklahoma game.
Okay.
And, come the season, we're going to talk about every single game.
Yeah.
As long as we can. But, I mean, if Oklahoma is playing in the SEC championship these days, they have almost assuredly locked up a playoff spot. And so I'm watching the game with the understanding, obviously folks here in Oklahoma, they want the Sooners to win every game. They're going to be rooting for Oklahoma in that game. They're going to be hoping that they win the SEC to be able to stake their claim to an SEC title, right? You can say you're the SEC champions. But obviously, that's going to be but a mere footnote to however the season ends. It's going to be a small consolation if you get eliminated in the CFP, and it's really not going to matter all that much if you wind up being the national champion because, Indiana won the Big Ten last year, but nobody remembers Indiana the Big Ten champions. They remember it as the national champions.
But that's like saying winning your division in the NFL doesn't matter. I do think these conference championships, because the playoff is still exclusive enough, the conference championships still matter. That could be the difference between you playing, if you get a bye week, that could be the difference between you playing the 5 seed or playing the 8 seed. I think there's still complications and consequences enough for those things to actually matter.
General Booty's lieutenant said the ACC championship game was pretty pointless last year. I don't agree with that text. I watched the ACC championship game, and that had me hanging on the edge of my seat, and here's why. There were implications. There were CFP implications in that game for Virginia.
Right.
Virginia, if they had won that game,
would have been in.
They were in.
Yeah.
They were going to be, they would have been 12-1 at that point, and they would have been in the CFP field. And that game went to double OT. It's either OT or double OT. But that game took extra time to decide, and Duke won. And they were the ACC champions at 8-5, I think. And Virginia got left on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what made that game such a fun watch, and obviously at that point I couldn't have known, I was watching future Sooner Trell Harris out on the field for the Cavaliers. But what made that game so riveting was the knowledge that everything was at stake for Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Either they were going to make the CFP field or they were cooked.
But, I mean, and the same was in the Big 12, too. So I do think they do. They do still matter. Also, that was so consequential, the ACC changed its tiebreaker rules.
Yes.
For this year, which they should have. Those tiebreaker rules were disastrous last year and almost cost the ACC big time. But no, I think in a 12-team field, that's exclusive enough for them still to matter. If we go to 24, do away with them, absolutely.
Yeah, in a 24-team playoff, there's no reason whatsoever to play any conference championship game. I mean, like
not
any shred of reason that remains has been eliminated.
And by the way, if the schedule makers for the CFP do this right, let's just go right from the regular season to the playoff, one Saturday after another.
Joe in Tulsa says you don't need to risk injury in a conference championship game if you have 16 or 24 teams.
Mm-hmm.
The season determines the conference champ like the NFL. The NFL doesn't have conference – well, they do have conference championship games. I think what you mean is, Joe, they don't have division championship games. But he said with 16 and 24 teams, we get an extra round of the playoffs instead of conference championship games. TK Sooner added, I think conference championships, as far as importance, is going to trend more toward NBA division titles instead of NFL. I really don't think NFL division titles really matter that much. Miami didn't care last year. That's a good comp for me because, like, do divisions even really exist in the NBA? Technically they do, but they don't have any real ramifications on the postseason.
Zero whatsoever. I don't even know why they hang banners, just because there is no implications to it. It just helps for scheduling.
Yeah, like if you asked me to name every team and every division in the NFL, I could do that without much of an issue.
Easy.
If you asked me to name which teams are in which divisions in the NBA, I don't have the faintest idea.
No, I watch the NBA every night, and I couldn't tell you.
Gator says, get rid of the SEC championship game. Get OU a Welch's sponsor patch so we can all be like Grayson, juicy, fruity, and oh so boozy.
Talk to me.
He said talk.
Come on now.
Deer Creek Sooner says, so what we're saying is it's like getting excited about an NFL team winning its division and then losing in the first round of the playoffs. College is becoming pro ball. Oh, absolutely. And, you know, that trend has been moving in that direction for quite some time. Mm-hmm. Yes, there are more similarities than there are differences at this point between college football and the NFL, structurally speaking, that is. College has never resembled pro ball more than it does right now, today.
Agreed. I mean, the only line that's left to be crossed is collective bargaining.
And we're getting there, too.
Oh, it's coming.
Did you see that news about the Stanford players? The group of Stanford players the other days?
I saw that, yeah. No, we're collective bargaining is on the horizon.
Yeah, we're moving fast in that direction. Outlaw Devil says, Parker and Grayson, thoughts on the Ohio State deal with J.P. Morgan Chase for a jersey patch worth $17 million a year.
Love it.
When will OU get in the game and who should be with for maximum profitability? We talked about this a little bit at the end of the first segment, Outlaw Devil, so probably about 15, 20 minutes ago. We talked briefly about this. There's a possibility that Oklahoma has a jersey patch in 2026. I think it's a virtual certainty they will have one by 2027. I would be shocked if that's not the case. With 2026, it's not a guarantee. We'll have to see what happens the next few weeks. I mean, they're kind of running out of runway to strike a deal in that regard. But it's certainly possible that you see a jersey patch in 2026. For 2027, though, there's almost zero doubt in my mind Oklahoma's going to have one. Because, man, it's free money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if SoFi wants to pay nearly $20 million to Notre Dame on an annual basis to put a patch on their jerseys, I mean, if you are the University of Notre Dame or certainly the folks at the University of Oklahoma exploring those deals, like if that's how much money you're talking, and I don't think it'll be quite that much for OU, but if that's the amount of money that you're talking for a jersey patch, all day, every day.
Yeah. Let's stick a 2 by 3 inch thing on these jerseys, and in a world where whoever's got the most money is doing better, I ain't turning down $14 million.
Advertising runs the world, folks. Chris from Knoxville said, check out Illinois' jersey patch. The jokes will be plenty this season. Did I miss this? What was the news on Illinois' jersey patch? Busey Bank? Busey Bank.
Busey Bank.
I have never heard of it. I've never heard of Busey Bank. I tend to think that, and Roger Denny came from Illinois. I tend to think that whatever deal Oklahoma strikes will probably be with a brand more recognizable than Busey Bank.
I would imagine.
Is anyone actually listening to this show? Because Levi501 said, Ohio State has a patch now, Chase Bank. Yes, we were just talking about that 2 minutes ago.
There's some people, though, that will jump into our shows every once in a while.
That's true, and some of them are listening on a delay.
Well, right. Some of them are listening on delay, but some of them will jump into the show not knowing what we talked about, and they'll just drop in a text with just whatever random news hit their feed at that particular moment in time.
I'm sorry, Levi501.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to single you out. I promise.
No, all good, man. You want us to talk about something? Hit us up with it.
Monster Truck Guy says, you think there's incentives with jersey patches? Like if Ohio State wins the Natty, they get more money? I mean, heck, that's the way you should be doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's more games too, right?
More exposure.
Yeah, more games equals more exposure should equal more dollars. So I don't know what those contracts look like. I imagine whenever Oklahoma does finalize their agreement with whoever wants to pay up for the jersey patch, we will have some insight about what exactly that contract looks like and any incentives that are at play. But, yeah, I mean, if you're doing it right, if you're taking all considerations into account whenever you're striking that deal, yes, there should certainly be incentives built in for playing for and or winning a national championship game because more games, more TV time, more limelight, that equals more value for advertisers. Levi501 says, well, I have a job that requires my attention away from my desk. My bad, bro. Hey, again, Levi, I'm sorry.
No, we're not picking on you, bro.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to single you out. I promise. Good on you for being gainfully employed. More power to you, my friend. 405-651-3439. That's the First Liberty Bank text line. Get your text in while you still can because we got one segment and one segment only remaining on today's show before we turn it over to Tyler and Ted for the rush. Keep it right here on The Ref. The home of Sooner fans will be back.
The Ref Radio Sports Network is powered statewide by the insurance adjusters at Brown O'Haver. Fire, wind, theft, or tornado, we can help. Call 405-735-5510.
Let freedom ring this July at Riverwind Casino.
Hit the floor and spin to win on nearly 3,000 electronic games.
And enjoy our award-winning service.
Use your wild card to earn entries for our Midsummer Marvels giveaway.
And every Friday, those entries could win you a share of $100,000.
Good times and big wins are waiting at OKC's favorite casino.
Great companies don't just need capital, they need the right platform. Boyd Street Capital builds on the foundation of Boyd Street Ventures, expanding into growth equity and strategic capital. We support companies through every stage of growth with discipline, alignment, and execution. If you're building for the long term, we're built for it too. Connect with us at Boyd Street Capital, under the radar, above the crowd. That's Boyd Street Capital, under the radar, above the crowd.
You ever stop and think, what happens if my air conditioner quits today when it's 100 degrees outside? That's not a problem you want to figure out at the last minute. Hey, it's Chris Plank. That's why I trust Norman Air. Whether it's a quick repair, routine maintenance, or a complete new system, they've got the experience to get your home comfortable again fast. I use them in my house, and you should too. They can also help with plumbing and electrical. Don't sweat this summer. Call the team that's been keeping Oklahoma families cool for years. Norman Air. Service to the max.
Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of taking your money. Hi, this is Will Gosney with Yala Gosney Attorneys at Law. Have you ever had an insurance claim and thought, wow, I really am in good hands, or these folks truly are treating me like a neighbor? Well, that's where we can help. We'll deal with the stress. We'll get you back to your normal life. So save our number in your phone, and if you're ever hurt in a wreck, call or text us at 405-800-8080. It's 405-800-8080.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
The wind comes sweeping down the plain, and it's bringing Broadway to Norman. Experience Rodgers and Hammerstein's beloved musical Oklahoma live at the Sooner Theater in Norman. Join Curly, Lori, and a cast of unforgettable characters in this timeless classic filled with romance, laughter, and songs you'll be humming all the way home. Performances run July 30th through August 2nd. Don't miss your chance to see this American masterpiece on stage. Tickets available at SoonerTheater.org. Get your tickets now, and we'll see you at the Sooner Theater.
Are you looking to take strokes off your golf game this summer? Tyler McComb is here for Land Run Links, the best golf simulator in Oklahoma City. The Summer Swing Pass is here. For $129 a month, you get 1 hour a day to drill down your game. Work on wedges, irons, or play a full round on thousands of courses around the world, rain or shine. Or take advantage of the summer rates, just $35 an hour Monday through Friday until noon, or $60 Friday evenings through the weekend. Visit LandRunLinks.com and book today.
Whether you're celebrating a special occasion, desire a great postgame, or after-work dining experience, the Ranch Steakhouse is the winning choice. At Ranch Steakhouse, we're grilling up the best USDA prime steaks in Oklahoma. Juicy, flavorful, and cooked to perfection. Pair that with an unbeatable atmosphere, a killer drink selection, and a wine list of over 400 personally curated bottles. Whether you're toasting the game or winding down after a big day, Ranch Steakhouse is where champions eat.
Final segment of Locked In here on the Ref, Oklahoma Sooner fans. Parker Thune alongside Grayson and Singleton. It is Vanderbilt Day in our Norman Hyundai SEC team takeover. Norman Hyundai, folks, is servicing you and nothing else. You can start your car buying journey anytime at normanhyundai.com or stop by their beautiful new facility on the Mile of Cars in Norman. This is technically a recruiting show, Grayson, even though we haven't been talking a lot of recruiting here in the month of July because there's not all that much to talk about. OU and Vanderbilt, I have no doubt, are going to go toe-to-toe more frequently over recruits in the years to come than they have in the past. I mean, especially because Vanderbilt is good now. I don't know how good they're going to be or how long that's going to last, but they are more than respectable now. Won double-digit games a season ago. And if we're talking OU-Vanderbilt recruiting battles of days gone by, there's one very recent that comes to mind, which is Corey Laga.
Corey Laga, yeah.
Right? Corey Laga signed with Vanderbilt, or I shouldn't say signed with Vanderbilt. He committed to Vanderbilt last month over Oklahoma and Michigan State in a decision that went down to the wire. Kind of came out, well, I shouldn't say came out of nowhere in that process, but came from behind because it looked like OU and Michigan State as that recruitment wound to an end, and here came Vandy mounting a late charge. I'm trying to think back, man, to who else Oklahoma and Vandy have done battle for.
Well, let's see. Trenton Blaylock.
Trenton Blaylock, good call on that one. He OV'd to Vanderbilt. There was a time where at one point it looked like Vandy had the edge in that recruitment. That didn't last terribly long, but they were in good shape there for a while.
Wasn't Vanderbilt involved with Gus Corsair?
I don't know that they were ever in it like that, but they were involved. Going back to last season, you remember the name, or last cycle, I should say. You remember the name Puleleite Primus?
Briefly, yeah.
Remember talking about that cat?
We talked about him a little bit.
Midland, Texas.
Where did he end up?
Vanderbilt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Signed with Vandy. OU was pretty prominently involved in that recruitment for a while.
What was his nationality? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I think he had Polynesian roots.
Okay, gotcha.
I just thought it was awesome that his last name was Primus.
Right.
Shout out my man Les Claypool. Greatest bassist of all time, technically speaking, from a technical standpoint. As far as technique is concerned, the best. But Outlaw Devil said Vandy is just an uppity Missouri. Good a few years, then back to mediocrity. I mean, I find Missouri to be a lot more uppity than Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, I don't feel like, has a sense of overinflated ego that kind of...
Oh, we talking about attitude or socioeconomic status here?
Well, yeah, socioeconomic status. I mean, Vandy's a wealthy school.
Right.
But as far as just the demeanor of the Vanderbilt program and their head coach and their fans, I find them to be far less insufferable than Missouri in that department.
I mean, look, you've had more experience with Missouri than I do. I haven't met a Missouri fan that I've had too much of an annoyance with, but, I mean, I can see that.
918 Coach asks, what's the thoughts on how Jared Curtis's career will go?
Ooh.
I'm always skeptical. I'm always skeptical when you have a true freshman starting in a league like the SEC. Like, Jared Curtis is going to be a good ball player at Vanderbilt. There's no question in my mind about that. I don't think he's the next Jackson Arnold or anything. But I don't know if we're going to see, like, a real comfortable version of Jared Curtis this year.
So
that's a lot to put on a young
So
guy.
of the three freshmen that could potentially start this year, Keelan Russell, Faison Brandon, Jared Curtis, you would probably put your confidence in Curtis being good this year, probably third behind the other two.
Keelan is a redshirt freshman, is he not?
Oh, that's right. He might be.
Yeah, pretty sure he redshirted for Bama a season ago. But if you're making me pick one of those two true freshman quarterbacks that could, and you can argue should, start in the SEC, I'm partial to Brandon over Curtis, and I just also think, like, he's set up better at Tennessee than Curtis is at Vanderbilt. So if you're making me pick one, give me Faison Brandon for 2026. Now, long term, I don't know. We'll see.
And, yeah, you're right. Keelan Russell did redshirt last year. My mistake.
Levi501 asked, did OU recruit Cedric Alexander, the running back at Vanderbilt? Cedric at SEC Media Day said that he was a big OU fan, and so was his family. That's interesting. To my knowledge, no, Cedric Alexander was never recruited by Oklahoma. Where was he from? It was somewhere in Texas. Hey, he's from Austin. Which high school did he go to? Which high school did he go to? Austin ISD. LBJ. Oh, he went to LBJ. Okay, yeah, Oklahoma's got some LBJ ties. I'm pretty sure. Oh, gosh. Was Latrell McCutcheon from LBJ? Do I have that right?
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Oh, man. OU fans can but laugh when they hear Latrell McCutcheon's name these days. They know him only as Burnt Toast. Because that's what he was.
I forgot that was his nickname, too.
That's what he was at the hands of. Yeah, and yep, he was LBJ. Look at that. Look at me. Austin LBJ. One season at Oklahoma. And actually started, did not just play, but started for Oklahoma in 2021. Think about that, folks. If you need a reason to appreciate or to, like, contextualize how far things have come defensively in the Brent Venables era, just keep in mind that in the last year of the Lincoln Riley era at Oklahoma, your starting cornerbacks were Latrell McCutcheon and Jaden Davis. And Jaden Davis was a pretty solid player. Like, I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Jaden Davis. He had a pretty solid career. It wasn't always spectacular. Certainly had his ups and downs. But that cornerback room was like, it was Jaden Davis, it was Latrell McCutcheon. Billy Bowman was still playing corner at the time. Woody Washington was in that mix. I think that was Jeremiah Cradell's last year at Oklahoma before he had to medically retire. I always do wonder what Cradell could have been, would have been, if not for the concussions.
Was DJ Graham still there or no?
Yes, good call. DJ Graham, that was the year he had the one-handed interception.
I was about to say, was that year?
Yep, that was 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, he too was starting at some point, like late in the 2020 season. I'm pretty sure he started the bowl game against Florida, the Cotton Bowl in 2020. Oklahoma, man, they were living on a prayer at cornerback in those days. That position group has come so far. And the man primarily responsible for that is Jay Valai. And OU fans owe Jay Valai a debt of gratitude, certainly. We'll see what Lamar Morgan can do with the talent that Valai has assembled, but that dude left Oklahoma way better than he found it. Way better.
And it always, whenever you bring things like that up, Parker, it always makes me wonder, How good could Oklahoma have been if Lincoln Riley just hired a competent defensive coordinator?
Yeah, he hired Alex Grinch instead. He's still employed, isn't he? Is he still at Wisconsin?
Is that
He's
where
been
he is?
job hopping the last few years.
And it seems like wherever he goes, it doesn't turn out very well.
No, he's at UCF. Okay, going into season 2 somehow as DC at UCF. By the way, you know what's funny to think about? You know who he succeeded as defensive coordinator at UCF?
Go for it.
Ted Roof.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
UCF went Ted Roof to Alex Grinch as DC. What a life we are living.
Wow.
918 coach said it was so bad, I thought DJ Graham was going to be a stud. Yeah, he showed some potential, man. Like that wasn't completely apocryphal, that notion that DJ Graham was going to be something.
Oh, what?
Apocryphal.
Apocryphal. What does that one mean?
Fictitious.
Huh. Okay. I've never heard that one before.
Puerto Rican Sooner said Xavier Robinson was about to go to Vandy until OU gave him the offer. No, you know where he was about to go? This is some crazy lore, some retrospective lore about the Xavier Robinson recruitment. There were 3 schools in his recruitment at the end. OU had to come from behind. He got beat to the punch. He was going to go to Notre Dame. He got beat to the punch by, I don't remember who. I think it might have been Kedron Young that committed to Notre Dame the week before Xavier Robinson was supposed to OV there and commit. And so they had to. And the running backs coach at Notre Dame at the time was Dylan McCullough.
Dylan McCullough, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they had to call him and say, hey, it ain't going to be here. Sorry. And then it came down to OU and Iowa State. And that kid almost went to Iowa State. Because, and this is a massive credit to Matt Campbell and that staff, they kind of did the same thing they did with Cooper Alexander, man. They were first to offer Xavier Robinson by months. Months. They were way ahead of Oklahoma in offering that kid. And everybody else, for that matter. I mean, I don't think he picked up another FBS offer of any kind until the end of his junior season, which was a record-breaking season at Carl Albert. But Iowa State offered him in like September, very beginning of his junior season. And so they had a massive leg up in that recruitment.
You keep bringing up stories like this about Matt Campbell. I think Matt Campbell's going to be very successful at Penn State. I mean, if he keeps doing stuff like that with those types of evaluations, now with the Penn State brand behind him, I think he's going to be uber successful up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is the thing for me. Matt Campbell might just be the new James Franklin. You know, like I want to see if he can break that ceiling at Penn State. Because I don't question he'll have the same type of success that Franklin had, but where Franklin fell out of favor with that fan base is they were always, shout out Lincoln Muleshoe Riley, always close.
Mm-hmm.
Never there.
That's fair.
Always close, never could quite break on through.
Kind of like the Bills of the college football, basically.
Yeah, the Bills of the college football playoff in many ways. And they got there eventually, but just never could establish themselves as a true top-tier program in college football. There was a texter that said, there will never be another Jackson Arnold. I thought it was hilarious, man, and I have a feature story coming tomorrow on Soonerscoop.com about Trey Taliaferri, Oklahoma's quarterback commit in the 2028 cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to his QB trainer, a fellow by the name of Tony Rasiopi, up in the New Jersey area. And he was talking about Trey's style, and he said, look, his style, you can plug it into any system, and it's going to work. He's not like, and then he literally gave a virtual exact description of Jackson Arnold as a quarterback. He was like, all those quarterbacks that do the RPO stuff, and it's one read, and there's no cadence, and it's just a clap, silent count. Like, that stuff doesn't work at the next level. And I was sitting there thinking, oh, man, he's describing Jackson Arnold right now. It's like, yep, amen, Tony. I mean, we have seen here at the University of Oklahoma that does not necessarily play. That does not translate at the next level.
Hey, by the way, you mentioned that you were surprised Alex Grinch got a year 2 at UCF. UCF was the 4th best defense in the Big 12.
I don't know how to respond to that.
3rd best against the pass.
I don't know what that says about the Big 12 because I know what Alex Grinch is.
Hey, man.
And he ain't the fourth best defensive play caller in any conference. Sorry, Alex. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey, man, what if he took his medicine and learned a little bit, man?
Maybe so. We can hope. UCF fans can certainly hope. All right, folks, we're done here. We have engaged in enough nonsense over the last hour here on these airwaves. We will turn over that responsibility to Teddy Lehman and Tyler McComas. The rush kicks off on the other side. This has been Locked In for Grayson Singleton. I am Parker Thune, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on the home of Sooner fans. Take it easy.